Hello everyone and welcome to another Halloween Season review. This evening I am reviewing Skulk Hollow. It is published by Pencil First Games and designed by Keith Matika, who brought us the wonderful design of Role Player, which I am also going to be reviewing very soon, and brought to us also by Eduardo Baroff and Dustin Faust. This is a very unique, very awesome two-player game. And so let's go ahead and show you what's in the box, kind of what the gameplay entails, and talk about some of my thoughts about the game. So first of all, this is a very, very high quality production. Of course, coming from Pencil First, not surprised at all. The artwork and everything is really, really cool. And there's just a lot in this game that provides a lot of variability in gameplay as well as the feel of the game. And just a very, very awesome concept and theme to this game. I love it so much. So before we get into the game, as far as components go, really, really nice insert that goes with this. So basically the game entails and includes the Foxen Heroes, and it has a nice little card box here that will fit all of the hero related cards and tokens inside that tuck box there, and it goes right here in the middle. This is a little Kickstarter expansion. But you can see there's a little outline of a fox there, and so that goes there. And then there are 4 different guardians in this game, and you can see the outline of them in the insert. It's just so cool. I love it. And so the insert, everything for Grok, the guardian, fits in this box. So looking at Grok here, there's a reference card or mat. It's a good sized cardstock type mat. But what fits in here is the deck of cards that goes with that guardian, and then the really cool custom meeples, wooden meeples that comes in this game. Really cool. So this is Grok, and it's just massive. It's so cool when you compare it to your little Foxen Hero meeples. So very cool custom meeples for all the different guardians. And so we can show you some of that. But again, everything like the meeple and the little components and the cards all fit in one of those boxes there. And then it has a place in here. Everything fits really well. And so I really appreciate that. So there's the main board that's always used within the game. You have the keep here and the lair of the guardian with some other squares. And then over here, I can show you, this is Apoda. And you can see it also has a really cool custom wooden meeple. And then it has a couple of other components for its gameplay. Then we also have, this is the Grok board. So each of these guardians have a board associated with them, and we'll get into that. So they each have these boards. There's these wooden meeples here. This is for Tanthos, and Tanthos also has 6 of these little tentacle pieces. And then coming over here, this is the 4th one, Raptra, and we can see the very cool. I think this is probably my favorite of the Guardian meeples. Just a really cool look to it, with the little cloud there and its board and cards and everything. So very cool, very high quality production game here. Now we get actually to the gameplay. What does this game entail? So one person is going to take the Foxen Heroes, and the other person is going to pick one of the 4 guardians. And each of the 4 guardians have a different feel to them, how they play. But basically, the kind of general goal or objective is similar for each player generally. So for the Fox and Heroes, they want to take out the Guardian. Okay, they want to take out the Guardian, kill the Guardian, however you want to say that. And the Guardian usually wants to, one of its victory conditions always is they can take out the Fox and Hero leader. They can win that way. Or each of the Guardians has an alternate victory condition as well. So for Grok here, and they kind of build a little bit. So Grok here has a 1-star. That is complexity. So Grok is the suggested one that you want to start with, just because it's a little more basic for the movements and the alternate, win condition. Keeps it just a little more simple for the gameplay. So you're thinking, okay, well, the Guardians, there's 4 different ones, so that's some good replayability there. What about the Foxes? So the Foxes actually have 4 different leaders that they can choose from, and that's going to change the gameplay a little bit as well. So we have the King of War. He's got 2 slots for power cubes, 3 health. So just a very good all-around unit with no special ability. But then you have some of these other heroes that you can see less hearts, but they have some good actions or abilities that are associated with these guys. Queen of Blessing has 3 hearts as well, but 1 less power action cube space, but is able to heal some units. And so playing with these different Fox and Heroes plays a little bit of a different feel as well. And I've played with all of them. This is one that my son, who is almost 6, really, really enjoys. And usually he is the Guardian. He loves playing the big monster guy, right? So I'm usually playing the Fox and Heroes, which is all fun. But I do need to play some of the Guardians more. Most of my gameplay has been the Fox and Heroes myself. But he loves playing it, and I can kind of help him out with it. The gameplay is fairly simple, but the element of this that is really, really cool is the movement around the board / Guardian. So one of the really cool aspects of this game is these Guardians are huge, right? And so in order to take these Guardians out, we are going to need to move into the ground space, the same area as the Guardian, and taking movement actions, leap actions, we're going to need to jump up onto the Guardian itself. So now our pieces are actually on the Guardian board. So we are on the Guardian, and then from here, you're moving around the Guardian because he's so ginormous, and you need to take him out each of these hearts. I need to do damage for each of these areas. Now, the Guardians themselves, they have special actions on cards. This is the Fox and Heroes and the Guardians have a special deck of cards that is unique to them. And you're going to shuffle these up, and you have a certain number of cards that you're going to start with and draw, which is on our little reference here. 5 cards, 2 actions each turn. Fox and Heroes, 5 cards, 3 actions. And the Fox and Heroes always start the game. The interesting element of this is as the Fox and Heroes slowly start taking out the Guardian and doing damage, sometimes what will happen is, let's say with Grok here, you can see in this top right, swing is labeled up here. Well, if I damage and do 2 damage here, and there's these cool little heart tokens that I can place on there. Once I've done 2 damage to swing, if it's the Guardian's turn, and it's fully damaged up there, and they have this card, they can no longer play this for the swing action until they perhaps heal and remove a damage. So it's pretty cool because the Fox and Heroes, there's some strategies like, okay, well, do we want to take out the stomp first? Do we want to take out the gaze, the throw, the swing? So not only are you trying to take out the Guardian, but as you take out certain areas of the Guardian, it's going to limit their capabilities, which is really, really cool. So that's the general gist, is the Fox and Heroes, they're going to be jumping up on this guy. The Fox and Heroes also have other characters that they can summon, a whole bunch of them. And for Rock here, so show you some of these other cards. So we have like a rogue, and they have different abilities and things associated with them. Now let me show you this one. The Archer is kind of unique too, because it can fire from a surrounding ground space and deal 1 wound to any Guardian location. So those Archers, while powerful, they only have 1 hit point, so they can be taken out fairly easily. But an Archer can go ahead and, instead of jumping up here and taking moves and actions to get up there, if they can shoot, they can just shoot and boom, take out one of the gaze actions, or the gaze, damage the gaze area, damage the head, which is really, really cool. And then there's elements when you're in here and you're like, I don't really need to leap right now. Well, some of these cards you see, they'll have, some of them have dual things that you can do. So I can choose to do a leap action, or I can choose to gain power. Now when you gain power, you're going to take one of these cubes, or the number, and you're going to put it in your pool. And then after that, you can allocate it to any open space here. Well, usually I have 3 actions, but power cubes are very, very helpful, because for every power cube I have, I can spend it to do a free action. And I can do move in any direction, or I can do any of these. I can do a real leap action or a melee damage action. For my Sentinel, same thing. Move in any one direction, or I can do a leap action, a melee damage, or his special hurl action, which is similar to the ranged attack from the Archer, but instead I need to be in the ground space. So he's hurling a spear and not firing an arrow, so he needs to be a little bit closer. And when to use and get those power actions is very important, because those power actions for the Fox and Hero are vital. They're very important because it frees up, and like, oh, if I don't have a melee card in my hand, I can't do that melee action. But if I have a power cube, I can. So very, very cool. Different win conditions though, like Rock, he can also win by just killing a bunch of the Fox guys. Appada over there, he can win by gathering these 4 rune tokens that start on the board. Tanthos here can win by getting all 6 and having 6 tentacles on the board, and you can use the tentacles to grab them and damage them. Rapture is pretty unique because it can fly, and so when it's in the air, it's on this cloud. It can move farther. It limits some of its other attack, but no one can leap up onto it while it's in the air. And so there's all these cool different elements to Skulk Hollow. Again, the basic gameplay and everything is very simple, coming down to utilizing these cards and these deck. But each of these Guardians have different types of actions that can either damage, or you can throw off these guys that have climbed up onto him. So just really, really cool mechanics. And this idea, this asymmetrical 2-player game where, we have a little bit different win conditions, we have different manner of play, even though we're using cards and decks, it's still different. And so it's very, very cool. I've been telling my friends about this quite a bit, and it's gotten to the table a lot. Really enjoyed Skulk Hollow. It's really, really fun and provides a unique gaming experience. And I love it. It's so much fun. And the idea of these giant guardians and the guardian boards, these actually maps, if you will, of the guardians, you're moving around on the guardian, is just so cool. And the different interactions, like this guy, he can shock everyone who's on him in certain locations, and so the foxes have to be really careful with that. And it's just different, all these cool different things. Really, really fun. So that is Skulk Hollow. Again, 2 players by Pencil First Games. Really, really enjoy it. So that is how Lou sees it. If this looks like something that you may enjoy, go ahead and you can go to their website, see if you can find a copy. Very, very fun. Highly recommend Skulk Hollow.